Good afternoon, traders. Welcome back to NinjaTrader Live. I am Craig Shapiro, macro strategist, and this is your afternoon market update. We are observing a significant divergence in global asset classes today. U.S. equity markets are exhibiting notable resilience with ES down just about 10 basis points and NASDAQ about 10 basis points as well, with the Russell continuing to lead the bounce, currently up about 50 basis points. This stability in equities, which saw major indices erase sharp morning losses, stands in stark contrast to the volatility observed in fixed income and maritime shipping markets. In a briefing from the White House earlier this morning, President Trump outlined a comprehensive military strategy focused on the systemic degradation of Iranian capabilities. The administration defined four primary objectives: the destruction of missile production facilities, the neutralization of the Iranian Navy, the permanent prevention of nuclear weapons acquisition, and the cessation of funding for regional proxy forces. Of critical importance to market participants is the projected timeline. The president indicated a 4 to 5 week duration for these operations, while explicitly noting the military capacity to sustain this engagement for a significantly longer period of time. Perhaps the most striking news thus far this morning is the rapid smashing of the VIX. The VIX has seen a sharp reversal. March VIX futures approached near 23 this morning and have since retraced back below 21, which has helped elevate the equity indices throughout the morning session. Equally impressive is the performance of Bitcoin, as noted by Delhi this morning, which has surged to about 69,000 per coin, up about 5% on the day. After a weekend dip towards 63,000 following the initial strikes, Bitcoin saw a massive influx of $100 billion in market cap in just under an hour today. This move suggests that digital assets are potentially increasingly being utilized as digital gold hedge or a liquidity proxy amidst the geopolitical instability. The Treasury market also is currently pricing in a resurgence of inflationary risk. Bonds are under significant selling pressure as oil surges, driving 10-year yields towards 4.05%, up 11 basis points, and the 30-year yield has moved higher to 4.7%. Compounding this pressure, the ISM manufacturing survey released this morning arrived stronger than expected, indicating continued expansion in the industrial sector. Crucially, the prices paid component of that survey has re-accelerated sharply towards 70.5, a 3.5-year high, further stoking fears of embedded inflation. In the currency markets, the dollar is exhibiting broad strength as the petrodollar trade returns. Dollar yen is up 80 basis points to 157.33, while the euro has fallen over a percent to 116.88. As major energy importing regions, both the Eurozone and Japan, face severe structural headwinds if the current disruption to Qatari LNG production extends for a prolonged period. Within the metals complex, we are seeing a fragmented response to the day's escalation. Gold remains higher, up 1.7%, though it has retreated from session highs. Conversely, silver has experienced a sharp reversal and is now trading lower by 4.5%. This downward pressure is extending across the industrial metal space as well, with copper, palladium, and platinum all declining between 1.5% and 2%. Meanwhile, crude remains up 5.5% of the day as the market continues to price in a substantial geopolitical risk premium following the effective halt of tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. The most acute market reaction is visible in global shipping and energy infrastructure. Freight markets for hauling crude oil from the Middle East to China have reached unprecedented levels, with industry benchmark earnings rising to $424,000 a day. Furthermore, the cost to secure a tanker from the U.S. Gulf Coast to China has hit a record of $21 million. Atlantic Basin LNG freight rates are also under immense pressure, with reports of charterers offering as high as $100,000 per day, following an assessment this morning at $61,500 per day. Simultaneously, global energy security faces a significant threat following an Iranian drone attack on the world's largest LNG export facility in Qatar. This facility represents approximately 1/5 of global LNG supply, and its suspension has triggered a rally in European natural gas prices of more than 50%. These disruptions are compounded by a cessation of tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz and a production halt at a major Saudi Arabia refinery. In corporate news, AES Corp is the notable underperformer in the S&P 500 today following its $11 billion acquisition of BlackRock's GIP and EQT. The equity sell-off follows reports that the transaction value fell below market expectations. Looking ahead, the market prepares for a dense week of economic releases, including vehicle sales, mortgage applications, and import price data, all leading to Friday's critical employment report. Concurrently, diplomatic efforts are underway as the UAE and Qatar privately lobby for a resolution to prevent a protracted energy price shock. As we approach the market close, the primary focus remains on the sustainability of this recovery in equities. While the ability of the S&P and Russell to remain resilient in the face of active combat, a 50% surge in LNG prices, a 3.5-year high in the ISM inflation component is remarkable. The structural shift in shipping costs, treasury yields, and the surge in the dollar suggests a fundamentally altered environment for global trade. That was this afternoon's market update. I'll now pass it over to Jim for an edge report.
Thank you, Craig. Let's start out with the E-mini S&P 30-minute candle chart up on my screen right now. And we've had a miraculous rally today in the E-mini S&P, given the circumstances. The low was set at the London initial balance lows. The Brits didn't like the market. We sold it all the way back down here, but we're just off to the races after that. Had a little bit of a pause here. I have a little bit of area resistance that we broke through when the bell rang. Kept on going. We tagged this high that we saw last night at 8:30 at night, and then we kept going again. So we established a nice area of support right now. That's approximately 68.56. Now we closed both gaps. We closed the Globex gap and we closed the RTH gap already, so we don't have to worry about that. But interestingly enough, the point of control right now is pretty close to that RTH close, and is actually within a tick. So that's why you see that 68.88.25 line on my screen right now. And we traded through it for the last, I don't know, hour and a half or so, more than that. We kind of broke down recently. Where do we break down to? We broke down to the top of the U.S. initial balance high, which corresponds also with the pivot point, which also corresponds with JX3 and the Globex close. So there's all sorts of areas of interest right here around 68.77. We just bounced off it, and we're kind of peeking our head back above it right now. So this is going to be a key area going into the close, along with the point of control and along with the session highs, particularly the top of the value area at 68.95 half for the E-mini S&P. So we'll see if we get any sort of retracement. I mean, we got down to the 23.6%. It's kind of a minor fib level, not a major one, but 38.1 would be more my liking, but I don't know. We'll see if we get there or not. Right now, buyers are trying to push us back up to the highs. The converse of this, of course, and we have a pretty strong negative correlation right now. Let me pull up my Treasury bond chart and just go to a daily, because this candle today is extraordinary. If you forget about the wicks for a second, just the bodies of the candle, this is a bearish engulfing candle that engulfs 9 days. I mean, not even the little rally we had the last 5 days, but all 9 days. This is a huge, huge, huge move down for sure. And I think Craig articulated those pretty well this morning, why it's happening. But right now, I mean, look at this nice orderly sell-off here, just ever since we lost VWAP in the rearview mirror, and now we're kind of sticky at the bottom. You know, bonds are, for all practical purposes, the institutional desks are closed here. We probably won't see much movement other than a few ticks up or a few ticks down on this particular market. Put supports at 117 and 16.30 seconds, and the bottom is at 117.07. So that's the story with Treasury bonds. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a key day. We'll see if we keep our downward trajectory or if we found a bottom and we get back into that range that we talked about earlier today. Let's shoot over to crude oil. Of course, that's been a spectacular, spectacular story. Daily candle, still have the big gap, still have the big candle. You know, it's interesting to see the body of the candle versus the wicks. There's a buyer's wick at the bottom here. It's pretty prominent, although it happened earlier. So it's not really representative of what's happening right this second. But, you know, we're sitting at 70.91, just south of that $71 level here with a decent gap here. Like I said this morning, gaps don't always get filled right away. And it might not ever get filled. Who knows? But I know a lot of folks are like, all right, I want to get short because this gap's going to get filled. Well, I think you got to look at the intraday before you could make that decision. So we have September highs here that correspond right with these end of January highs. We've traded a little bit above it in recent times, so it's still kind of an okay level. But you know, I'm thinking 67-ish is going to be a nice destination as well. So we'll see if we get there. Onto the intraday. Interesting, relatively tight day today after the big excitement. Nice orderly rally all the way through the London initial balance. Then we kind of sold off and went sideways here. Continued to sell off pre-market and again during the U.S. initial balance and kept on going. We touched that call resistance in 1-day max level almost. Didn't quite get it. That's $70. We kind of retraced back up. The retracement that I'm showing right now on my screen is really from the swing high. Let me get that out of the way. The swing high down to the lows, right? This is the trend, high to low. That's what I'm measuring. We kind of retraced back up to the 61, but we didn't close above it, right? Did not close above it, and that's going to be a line in the sand for me at 71.18. Without that close above it, probably if anything at all happens today, in my opinion, it should be to the downside. But you never know. People might want to square up positions going into another Globex close for 1 hour, waiting. Hopefully, no more bad news happens out of the Middle East. In any event, that is this afternoon's Edge Report. We are ready to trade the close. We have XYZ, Jack and Joey with us today. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Oh, baby, doing well. Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. One thing that we did put a poll in the chat, you guys. This is kind of an important one. So if you're in the chat, if you want to be in the chat, check out that poll that we put out there. It's, are you trading crypto? Are you trading crypto futures? Are you trading both? Or trading none of the above? I'm kind of interested in that, the statistics there. So feel free to pop in to the chat and go ahead and fill that out. So we could see where we're at the end of the day. That's housekeeping message number one. Number two, I will be giving another lifetime plan away at the close. When these guys are done counting all their, they'll be counting their money at the end of the day. I'm going to be here. I'm going to come back and we're going to go ahead and do that, give away that lifetime plan, which is totally awesome, by the way. So having said all that, what are you guys thinking? Let's go around the horn. Let's start with you, Joey. What are you thinking about this afternoon?
Watching the Nasdaq, it's held a bid. I mean, all day. The sellers are just not able to bring us down at all. We've been holding above initial balance high. It's currently catching another bid
Yeah.
as we got closer to IB high. They're catching a bid above previous day close, potentially come back up to the high of days. So I'm gonna be watching for a little bit of the range extensions on the initial balance here. I got some levels marked at zero point 0.5 up here, which is at 120. So I'll be watching that and see if we catch any, um, you know, price action around there that makes sense to take. So far right now, just kind of being patient and waiting for some of these levels to come in play, whether it is that extension up there at 120s or if we do come back down to IB high and show some more weakness to come back below. So something that I'm watching for on the NAS.
Got it. XYZ.
Well, I was short, as you saw earlier. They took out the runners. I got short in the 40s up here. Took off four right at this low volume spot. I had two left. I wanted to see the next node down and then all the way through this. But the market said, I don't think so. So it was a good short, but there's a better long to be had here.
Got it. Sounds good. And well, we got at the risk of wondering how many positions Jack's got on right now. Jack, how you doing, man?
Good, good. I actually had four on a couple times here today. I only have one on now, but limits below just got long. I had a limit below, and I won't cancel it, but I was hoping we get a little bit deeper for pullback into my levels. I think at this point, Nasdaq is headed through Friday's highs. I'm pretty confident in that. We'll see if ES gets up there. It's still got some room to go, but Friday's highs here or about, I don't know, 20, a little more than 20 points through the current high. And I tweeted last night when we had, when we had gapped down Sunday, the initial move was actually a bid, right? It was, it was gap down, and then the first pullback was bought. And then the first 5 minutes here this morning was a 240 point plus candle going straight to the upside. And when everybody would expect the market to be down, the market to be weak here today, it is clearly not. So I just think from a psychological standpoint, when the trade seems like it should be so easy, that is not happening, that you really got to realize, well, if we're not going down, we're going up. at least for the time being. So it's been bid all day. I'm long here. Targets in a new highs at 25,007 right now in the NQ, which takes us through today's high and actually Friday's high. But I'm looking to trade to the long side until I see like a bigger break in structure. Of course, you can have a two-sided trade. We've had slight pullbacks here today, but every single one of those pullbacks so far today has led to higher highs and higher lows.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be over trading to the downside here until I see a break of that structure.
Yeah, totally makes sense. I love it. All right. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for you for sure. Appreciate you guys being here with us this afternoon as usual. Appreciate everybody listening to NinjaTrader Live right now. It's totally awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for the subscriptions. The subscriptions are really important to us and me in particular. So don't be shy to hit that subscribe button to the channel. It's free. It doesn't cost any money. You just click the mouse, I think. Thank you for that. Having said all that, I'm going to dip in the chat and wish all three of you guys the best of luck.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim. Fellas,
Hey,
what's
crazy,
up?
crazy
Good
stuff. I mean,
afternoon.
right? Like we should be going down, right, guys? Like we're going, they're bombing Iran. Like
The market
market's
said
not
what
selling
war,
off.
bro?
It's funny. So I do a trade plan video like every day, and last Friday, my trade plan video, I literally made the title price moves before the news. And we were kind of set up in that video. I compared the price structure in oil on Friday to the price structure in oil before the attacks in Iran over the summer and how I thought it looked very similar. Of course, nobody wants to see something like that happen. But the price was saying that this was going to happen over the weekend. And I always thought if there was, we've been talking about this for weeks. For me, it's a little bit of a relief that like, okay, no more chatter of if it's going to happen. It's happened. And now we can really just go back to trading price. But I was thinking, even that, like, of course we should sell off, but guys, it's the opposite. I think what everybody's thinking the reaction should be here today.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably a lot of shorts, early on probably got tagged pretty quick on this move. I mean, the market's just bidding and bidding and bidding. Like you said, like any small pullback we've had has just been bought right back up. I mean, buyers are just persistent. And so
Yeah.
it's just straight to the upside. We're fixing to, I think we just made new highs on the day on NASDAQ, looks like.
Coming up to, new high in ES,
We
new
just
high in
did.
NQ.
Yeah. So it's just straight to the upside here. And like you said, kind of like until we see otherwise of a break of structure or some sort of aggression that does break that structure, it's just to the upside from here. So I like longs.
Yeah, I do think the thing we're probably going to have to be worried about is, those headline dump risks where I guarantee we're going to see one of them today. But those headline dump risks, there's no way to know when they're coming. I still think they're probably going to end up being buys. Like if you're somehow short and you got a headline dump, great. But like I will not be chasing headlines down here today or any point this week. Just looking at this, if the market was really afraid of anything, it would have been selling off today. And we are up on the day. I don't think anybody would have thought that opening Sunday night.
Yeah. No, those headlines, I touched on this earlier today, this morning, actually. Today's been a kind of a defensive day for me. All in, all out on my trades. I'm not really holding anything or leaving runners just because like I know it takes one headline for the market to spiral and it could go it could be bullish, could be bearish. We really don't know. And so I'm trying to have less exposure just on my end, just in case there is any headline that sends something spiraling. But it's been an all in, all out type of day for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, XY, how are you? Where were you trading today? I mean, to be honest, my first trade was short and it didn't work. And I was like, no, I'm not trying that again because we've been.
I actually only had that trade coming into the stream. I got 6 slots up in the 40s and peeled them off towards the end of the range. So I think about like maybe 40 points on 4 lots. But I decided I mean, the thesis was we're entering this low volume profile for the first time and probably gonna pull back. We did get that pullback, and I decided, you know what? We got paid pretty nicely on 4. I think the 2 have good potential because if they cross this now, I can cover lower in the 920s. And if they get here and they can't trade through this, we're likely going to go back down towards today's VWAP. So I booked the 4, decided to keep the 2, and the market said no. So, like I said, better long here than the short here. But at the time, the opportunity really was coming back into this little low volume notch, seeing the tape really fade up there. So pretty much trading for a core position of this target. So like the 980s. The plan was if they come down here and they go back and they hold this low volume spot, we can actually start to make our way down here again, and then the market will make the next choice. Do we actually go through this spot, enter this distribution, and then that's first runner off. And if they can't get through the low volume area after that into the previous node, then we'll move down here, second runner gone. But no, this is a better bid than this was an offer for sure. But that's the only trade I've had so far. So I'm sitting pretty today.
Nice.
Market's really gonna have to convince me to do something else because it doesn't look weak at all. And it's a little late for me to grab some longs up here. So
Yeah, saying I'd want a little bit of a pullback for grabbing long. So we got Anthony in the chat. What's up, Anthony?
what's up, Daly?
Good evening, man. Yeah, it just makes me think, you think, what I remember hearing a story a long time ago, from a gentleman trader who was on the floor, and he said when they invaded Kuwait, everybody thought, this is going back to the 90s when Iraq invaded Kuwait, and what was that, Operation Desert War or whatever it was. But he said everybody got down to the pits, and everybody thought that the trade was short. And he's like, that day we went up, and I was thinking about that story coming into today. How you would think what's going to happen, and if that's not happening, then the other side is probably a really good trade.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Seems to always be that way, huh? Like when there's something happening, there's some big headline, and everyone's sentiment kind of swings one way. It's always such a surprise because it swings the other way.
Yeah.
It could be, it could be just a simple case of a crowded trade. It's just like anything else. If the trade's really crowded, it's the same thing as, the clubbing analysis I throw in. Like you enter a club and it's all dudes, that club's going to empty out really fast. So if it's all shorts.
See for yourself.
Not for everyone.
Oh my God. That's good. I feel like that's what's going to happen when we go to Miami. It's going to be a club of all dudes for this NinjaTrader thing. I mean, I would imagine this audience,
you wish.
90% men. Yeah, just dreaming over here.
Speaking into existence.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do.
I feel like we should have kept that club music on stream. It's kind of a
No, they have to pay licensing. They taught me that a few streams ago.
We get like 3 seconds.
Oh, is this non-copyright music?
It's non-copyright. Just keep it.
Oh.
This was made by the production team.
Yeah.
No, I think we can do. The first one is just all dudes, and if it goes well, we'll invite the girls next time.
Well, we got to get atmosphere models if girls are going to come, because that's how you do it in Miami.
I'm going to have an extended stay
atmosphere
in Florida.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
My stay in Florida is going to be extended, bro, because I'll be there for the meetup, and then I have a vacation in Pompano right after that. So
nice.
4 weeks of laptop trading.
I'm literally going to be in Florida for, I think it's like 2.5 weeks.
I'm getting a little bit of anxiety with how much laptop trading I have coming up over the next few months. Too much going on.
I thought you'd trade off of a laptop. Like that's
well, I mean, I do actually trade off laptops. I have three computers on my desk. I have a desktop, 2 laptops, and I only actually have 4 monitors. But 2 of those monitors are laptops. But I like having multiple screens just because I can do less. I mean, I can trade off 2 screens. It's just a little difficult to see everything that I want to see, like the chat, things like that. You just basically, if I'm on 2 screens, I'm not looking at anything but trading, which is fine. But then I can't like engage with the chat.
Did you just say I only have 4 monitors?
No, I don't know. Maybe I did say that.
Only 4 monitors?
Well, it's not
What
that
are you gonna do
crazy.
with that?
You can't trade
We'll
with
see.
4 monitors.
I mean, I have a lot of software running. I have I don't even know how many software programs I got up. I mean, I have multiple trading softwares running, automated things running. So it's just a lot going on. But we can dial it in. No, just a lot of trips coming up for me. Just mostly like I have a lot of weddings and bachelor parties and things like that.
I have those tri screens for my laptop. They're like USBs in.
Oh,
And
is
so
it the ones
that's
that
that.
like hook onto the back of your laptop?
Yeah.
Must be
Yeah.
so heavy.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna carry, yeah, but it has like a kickstand on the back of it, right? Like hold your laptop monitor up
Mm.
so it doesn't like fall over.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be on that for 2.5 weeks.
Mia, yes, I do like the shorts, which is why I'm short now. I want to at least get 2 on just so it's like I have my runners back with me for the idea. But I had a third order here. They did not fill that. I'm not sure I want them to at this point because they're big dumping, and if they get traded against to fill that other order I have, it's not the same trade. I don't think so. So I'll stick to 2 lots now and see if we can get this thing cooking again.
I heard what is his name? Stephen Cohen. When he travels, he has a dedicated individual that packs up his 8 monitors and computer and gets to wherever he's going and lays it all out.
Sets it up and everything.
Sets it up and everything. I mean, that's
That's
he's
crazy.
he's not trading with he's moving with a full desktop that plugs in 8 mon. I mean, if you guys have ever taken down a setup and put it back together, that is not fun. So
No.
many things plugging in. My desk is embarrassing. Like I am not. Are you guys? XY. I feel like you have organization amongst your wires. Am I right on that?
Like wire management.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can call it that. It's honestly terrible, but it's something. But it's not. Yeah. I'm like I should just pay someone to do it.
Do right.
Bro,
Honestly.
I do not want to show my cable management, bro.
No, mine's like
It's bad.
horrible. There's nothing aesthetically pleasing about my desk.
The only thing that I keep like very organized is the top of my desk, but all the cables like behind and underneath, dog, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. When I make those YouTube videos about how easy trading is and how much money you can make, I usually clean up my desk, make it look really nice, and like turn on some lights in the background.
Like how I made $10,000 today in 5 minutes. You cleaned it up just for that
in
video.
5 minutes and spent the rest of the day at Starbucks and walking my dog.
What brand model laptop screens did I get? It's I don't know how to say it. It's like Exabec, I believe. I don't know how to say it. Just it's XEBEC, I think is what it's called.
So I said I was going to get these some indicators dropped this week, but I ended up working on another program. But this indicator at the bottom of my screen, guys, just a little tip. If this white line down here is if anytime this is above the 0 line, which has been above basically since this morning, I will not short the market because I have 5 different separate indicators, and if they're all bullish, they're going to read that number 5, and that white line is just a moving average of that or of the oscillator. And I've found myself, if I'm fading that above 0 and like consistently above 0, it's just not gonna work out. But that's something I will be releasing to you guys here this month, I promise. XY, are you I saw you guys are dropping some new stuff to totally.
Oh yeah, we're trying to like get some like indicators together to just have it for NinjaTrader, and then we're working on like a plugin. It's a DOM.
Cool.
We have to refer to it as a plugin. But yeah, we're trying to get that going for the people, and yeah, it's like a suite of stuff.
So we have to refer to it as a plugin is because you can't say it's part of the platform, or
Well,
Or is it actually just a
some
plug-in?
puzzle people have certain feelings about it.
Gotcha. Okay. I
Yeah,
figured maybe there was something like that. Yeah, so it's a plugin. Cool. All
the
right,
puzzle people.
the puzzle people. You got to be careful about those puzzle people.
But yes, it's coming along, but there will be more stuff we're trying to incorporate, just like auto plot stuff, like MGI, just to make it easy and not everyone has to go look for it themselves. But nothing like super crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was once we get these. I got targets up. Not that I'm in a position, but I mean, man, we might hit that ES prior day high, 69.15s. We're at 69.06s, so that's not. Those prior day highs are not out of reach.
They're
I keep.
trading above like pretty big selling up here. So although price is grinding, it's really high, it's a high a day, and it's super grindy. They are doing this
I mean,
against heavy selling.
well, I'm literally about to move my targets up just because we're going to take out Friday's high. And I would imagine anybody that's been short this month, or I should say last month, is going to start thinking they really
It's
need to
over.
cover their position. So I'm going to actually, once we get through that yesterday high or Friday's high, I'm just going to give it like a time option to just see if we actually get like a harder squeeze here. So I just moved my target up a bit.
Yeah, as long as they're trading above, I would say the 60s to the 70s, there's a lot of selling that just came into the market and it didn't even flinch.
Yeah, it's just,
So I'm kind of watching that.
it's really just one of those things where it's like, man, this is like like psychologically, it's a hard trade long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's like it makes sense, but seeing it in real time is grueling. It's painful.
I mean, it's just it's shaking off literally any selling that's come through.
Yeah. They're bombing the tape, but whatever. Buyers are like, okay, yeah, I mean, I'll buy it here if you want. If
yeah,
you'll sell it to me, I'll buy it.
I mean, if we're taking out Friday's high, I don't see why we wouldn't take it out last week's high this week. I mean, unbeknownst to, I think I watched the Sunday night show and they were talking about, look, if we get like a carrier strike, I would say chances are slim to none on any real strategic repercussions at this point from that we might get some fake news. I'm waiting for the AI videos to go viral and give us an opportunity to buy.
I've seen so many just random AI videos,
They're
like
everywhere.
carriers shooting at planes and the planes doing like 360 loops behind the back, all this stuff. And I'm just like, this is the way the camera pans in and out as it tracks it too. It's just so AI, but
Oh yeah, you can always tell that they are.
everyone's buying it.
I
Like,
mean,
wow, this is cool.
you can tell, but you still kind of got to look closely because you would think that like it would be there. You're like, oh, is that real? Like, I mean, you can tell, but you kind of got to watch the video to tell.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this is from whatever video game. But yeah,
There's always like one little part of the video that doesn't make sense, like with physics. You're just like, that's AI. That's just not.
Oh, I'm bad at like noticing and tracking that stuff. I just kind of go with this is so crazy. I'm just gonna call it fake. Like this is so outrageous. I'm just gonna assume it's fake.
yeah. When in doubt, don't believe
When
it.
in doubt, call it fake.
Yeah, when in doubt, call it fake.
Exactly.
Yeah, AI is too crazy now. It's
Yeah.
just way too crazy.
What is the?
Old folks like us can't tell.
It's definitely
Haters will say it's fake.
Wow, that soundbite's clear.
That is clear.
That is real clear.
That was nice. That was nice and crisp.
Is she using a special microphone? It's a soundbite mic. All right, we got Russell actually really leading the pack here, up a full percentage point here today, versus the Nasdaq is behind that at 0.3%. Then the ES and ESYM and NQ were kind of all in the same percentage change, but the Russell really the leader here. So if we do get any end of day pullbacks, I'm going to be focusing on the Russell just because of the relative strength of that index coming out of the lunchtime frame. Pretty incredible.
This is quite an hourly candle here, huh?
Buyers just continuing the bid on NQ here. I mean, we're trading 90s. I see no reason why we don't go up to the 120s.
Yeah.
Continue catching a bid.
50% extension is the 120s, yeah.
Yep.
For my IB. I like the 50.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm watching there is those 120s.
120, yep. I would say my highest target here would be 25,182s in the close. 140, 141 is a little resistance, but 182 is where I see the mega squeezy, like where people just capitulate on shorts here today. As we get through, at that point in time, if the ES is up there, we'll be through the ES Friday high, through the NASDAQ Friday high. I actually haven't checked Russell and Dow. Let me look at those markets, but yeah, those got a ways. Wow, Dow's got a way to go to get to that Friday high, but Russell is right up on it as well.
Someone asks, is this the setup to push us to new highs through the week? Well, where they're trading now, if they actually get continuation into this area here, this low volume spot, there's so much volume underneath that is not in a good place that yes, they can really push this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought like it, I had something I tweeted out within other contexts. I was like, if we can't move down Sunday night on military conflict after months of consolidation, we're moving higher. So it's like we've been sideways for so long. This market, everyone's been talking about it. Tightest range in the S&P 500 since 1966, I believe somebody said, to start the year. And then, this should have been if this isn't the event to take us lower, what really is?
Seriously.
There isn't one. There isn't one. So then we're going higher, unless there's some, major thing that we can't predict or see. If that does happen, sure, we can adjust. But I would say if we literally cannot move lower after that, we are going higher. And this is going to go through new all-time highs before it goes most likely back through that low.
Back to all-time high. Hey, anything's possible. Yeah, but like what Jack said, if you look through it like in the lens of volume, they finally go down to a swing low, right? This is, let's just say this is all one range. They finally got to the bottom of the range. They clearly found a bid because look at all this volume that built right here. And when they finally got through it, nothing. The market just isn't still, it's not as interested in trading lower beyond this range. So like he says, if it's not going to do that on this kind of news, if that kind of news does not drive enough interest to continue downside of this range, what will, right? So they go back up.
Chaz, a heads up. NinjaTrader is giving away one more lifetime plan. If you want to enter that, check that link there in the comments and get entered. Lifetime, chat. Lifetime plan.
Lifetime.
It is for the lifetime plan. Absolutely lifetime.
Absolutely lifetime, which is it's true because if you don't pay for a lifetime and then after your lifetime, you're still not paying for it. So it remains free for an eternity. This is
absolutely free.
Not just lifetime free. This is eternally free.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm just
be sure to click that link there to enter.
Trying to decide how aggressive I need to be to buy any pullbacks here.
It might actually fall on your shoulders to prop the market up.
So I wish.
Load it all in.
We can do it together, though. Us and the NinjaTrader crew.
Everybody.
On our 1,000 viewers.
We're the market maker
like
now.
Minutes.
We're the algo now.
We are right on the high of Friday in the NQ right now. Let's see here. One thing I did do today was just stay small in my positions, just so nothing hurt me. I knew obviously we'd have an increase in volatility, and I was wrong initially because I first took shorts, but when I was wrong, I was like, well, if I'm wrong on shorts and that market is, anybody who took a short was wrong and wrong hard. I was like, well, it sounds like or looks like we're going higher then.
Yeah.
So,
For me,
Mhm.
if I get paid being on the wrong side of the market, I'm just kind of like wipe the sweat off, like, oh, I got away with that one. And then just kind of just sit tight, just don't do anything because
Yeah.
you're lucky enough to get paid on the wrong side, which was earlier for me. So right for the time being, but ultimately bet along was here instead of trying to uh, short into and through it.
The only shorts I took today were when we saw sellers bring us back below IB high, in the 50s there. And I took it for, quick. I think it was like 20 points that I took, and it was kind of all out. Since then, I mean, I've been favoring longs, but I couldn't ignore the fact that sellers did bring us back below IB high and were showing that weakness with potential to bring it down lower. Um, but ever since I saw the buyers from there, I was like, okay, shorts are just completely out of the picture for the rest of the day.
And yeah, they're still trying to sell this range, but it's not going well. Jack's got too much margin.
no, I'm not the one pushing the market up. I'm just telling the market what to do.
Same, but
The
different.
market's listening. Holy.
Same, but different. I'm not the one pushing it. I'm the one telling the guy
Jack, the
to push
market
it.
maker. Holy.
If you guys haven't participated in the poll yet, please do so. Have you ever traded crypto? Have you guys ever traded? Jack's probably traded crypto futures.
I was telling Jim this. The CFTC flagged me for being a large trader because I had a position size over the reporting limit in micro Bitcoin in 2021, I think it was. And they like emailed me. I was like pretty scared. I was like, wait, what? Like, what did I do wrong? But yeah, I exceeded the position limit in micro Bitcoin and I had to like report everything, like bank accounts, this and that, whatever. It was quite obnoxious. So then I learned what the reporting limit, which was at the time 30 contracts, which actually on a notional value is not that big of a position for any futures contract. It's like it'd be like a $3 million notional value position. But after that, I was kind of afraid to trade it for a pretty long time just because,
Scarred you a little bit.
yeah, like I just don't like doing paperwork.
Don't
Like
want
I
to do
didn't
that
do anything
again.
wrong, but like it was just kind of like, all
Imagine
right, well,
having to anticipate doing all that paperwork just to get a stop. Just take a stop. Like,
yeah,
oh, no
right.
way.
Like
I'll just trade something else.
exactly. But I don't know if they've changed the reporting limit. I mean, before they were a little more critical of crypto at the time, and I honestly think they were just trying to discourage people from trading it.
Alex, I can't answer that for you because it's good enough is a very personal parameter.
Mm.
Um, but there's free stuff. You can go, there is a freemium order for the labs thing. You can check that out for the time being. It's free. A lot of free
Absolutely
stuff
free.
on the stream. Someone said, just tuning in now. Love that yellow hat. Getting Curious George vibes from it.
Yeah, it's an AP hat. You can't
Is
see
it?
it, but yeah, it's an AP hat.
Bring it
It's just
closer. I want to see it.
let's see.
Ooh.
Hey,
Curious George goes to AP.
let's go.
In case you didn't, in case no
Yeah,
one
I'm
understands that chat, only rich people have AP hats. So take that how you will.
and I didn't buy it.
Ooh.
Uh, no, I actually think it's kind of a goofy hat. I almost never wear it, but it really just with the white hoodie and the yellow, I feel like I'm just looking like a traffic cone over here.
Yeah, did you you didn't get to choose the color or you actually chose yellow?
No, they just gave it to me with the purchase.
Mm. You didn't go like, hey, can
I
I just
mean,
pick another color
I was
or
just like, I don't know. I just didn't even think about it at the time. I was like, all right, whatever. I do never wear it though. I did not hit the lake.
There
I know. I
goes
think he's
chat
asking.
again.
I think he's asking me if I hit the lake because I had mentioned I was going to go fishing. No, well, yeah. So I did hit the lake and I didn't catch anything. So if anybody has some free fishing lessons, bro, hit me up, get in my DMs because I could use some pointers. It's so depressing, chat. Listen, I have a boat, I have thousands of dollars worth of fishing equipment, and listen, I can't catch a thing, dude. It's like I bought all this stuff for nothing. It's like
Are you
I got it for the
freshwater?
experience. What's that?
Freshwater or saltwater?
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just out there pretending like I know something and enjoying my time doing it.
That's how I feel like when I'm trading.
Come to Canada. Listen,
Yeah, you can't miss in Canada.
if there's fishing lessons, I might be. I might come up there.
It's like those super easy carnival games where you always get a consolation prize or something. They
Yeah.
always give you a goldfish.
It's one you take to impress your girlfriend. Oh, look, I won again. This one's for you, babe.
Fish when the lunar schedule says it's good. Yo, is that a real thing though? I see people talk about like all the moon and sun and this and that. I'm like, and the stars align this way. Like, is that a real thing? Because I don't know.
Oh, no, I think
That's how I trade. So
yeah, no, I think the moon cycle thing works in fishing like it does in trading,
Really?
but unironically. I do think it's a thing.
well, I think the fish can
Because
they must be able to
the
see more
tide,
at night.
the tides change.
Yeah, that's true.
So
It does
it's
change.
possible, or it's just me making up fake strategies like a lot of people do.
I got a limit here. I'm going to bring it into view in the Russell. I'm being more aggressive with that. Just ever so slightly below where we're currently trading at 57.5 right now. Like I said, that's the strongest market. So I'm taking the most aggressive pullback if we can get it. I mean,
They are they've been trying to sell this so hard, but it looks like nothing's happening because price isn't moving.
well, yeah,
But the order flow is pretty negative.
well, I mean, the VIX is on lows here, and it's filled its gap. It's unchanged on the day, which is to just see the VIX go unchanged on the day. Well, I guess we're being told we should be worried about nuclear war. I don't know. I mean, not quite nuclear war, but
Austin's got a good idea. He says, Joe, we need to find a video. How I catch 5 largemouth in 30 minutes and rest on the beach all day long.
I like that. Yeah.
All I do is I catch big fish in 5 minutes and then I go to the Lambo dealership. That's a day in the life of a five-figure fisher.
Day in the life of 5-figure fisherman. Holy,
5-minute fisherman. The 5-minute fisherman.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's so good. Gonna make me start a fishing YouTube channel, chat.
Yeah, trading's in the past now.
Yeah, professional.
Just bring your laptop and a Starlink and just jig with one hand and just trade with the other.
Yes.
A lot
One
of
hand,
hand
your phone
motion.
is just showing like open 85 grand P&L. One hand is like you're trying to reel the fish in. Like, oh, all this in 5 minutes.
Love it. Yeah.
And you're somehow recording yourself the whole time.
Chat, I think we got viral content coming.
Where's your boat at? You keep it on lake or you drop it?
No, I have a storage unit that I keep it at.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I would say get a local guide.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, I've considered that. I mean, there's a ton of them here. We
Yeah,
have
no,
no shortage in guides.
I was gonna say I grew up fishing with my dad, and I mean, if I'm going somewhere, I don't have a boat to fish with, but if I'm going somewhere, I just always hire a guide. You know, I don't spend. If I'm gonna spend, I want to catch them. you
Yeah.
know.
At this point, I just go for the experience, you know,
Yeah.
because I mean, it is a great disconnect too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love flying down the lake on a like warm day and just flying down, not having a care in the world. Like, it's a great disconnect.
Totally.
But yeah, it'd be nice to catch a few fish here and there.
I was gonna say I got to talk to Shaw, but I was gonna get a boat if we go down to Miami for the Ninja Traders to join us, the team. But I gotta make sure it lines up with whatever they got planned.
You hear that, chat? If anyone's going, you get
I
to
don't know. I don't
party
know if we're big
on
enough for the
Jack's
whole
yacht.
chat.
And he said there's unlimited drinks and food.
We can do pizza and what's it and non-alcoholic beverages unlimited, but
Dude,
no,
I'll
it
take
depends
that.
on what's
Free
planned for the
unlimited
weekend.
pizza?
Unlimited pizza at from what is it? What's the one that's really cheap? You go
Little
hot and
Caesars?
ready. Yes, Little Caesars.
Little Caesars?
What's a Little Caesar pizza cost these days?
That's probably like $6 now. It used to be like 5, I think.
Dude, it's got to be more than 6. How could they make any money on that?
That's the trick. They don't. They just stay afloat. Money laundering.
It's just a real estate play. They're just
Yeah.
breaking even on the product.
Yeah, it's probably like, I'm gonna guess like $8. $12.
Wow.
What a jump.
They are lying about these inflation numbers.
Pizza.
There we go. That is a classic commercial.
I forgot that was the thing.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know. I haven't seen a Little Caesars commercial in a bit, I think. Actually, no, I can't say that because the NFL is like sponsored by them and you see all the athletes in their commercials. But I don't know if I hear that part still. Someone said yes. I mean, yeah, chat. Yeah. It's cheap, so you're gonna get crap ingredients. It's probably like half cardboard and like half old newspaper, but it's cheap.
That's why it hurts my stomach. Makes
Debunked.
sense.
Nasdaq's trying to work up to that first extension level there on IB. 120s.
We're gonna get that. The last 30 minutes is just gonna be a squeeze. I can feel it.
Yeah, honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
I mean, if you're short and you're looking at your P&L at the end of today and you have a bigger position on and you're down on the day on your position, I can't imagine any professional wanting to hold that position.
No, that wouldn't make sense.
XY, please answer. What am I answering? Let's see. How are you getting volume profile on your right? What company? You gotta get the order flow package with NinjaTrader. What you can do is sign up. The link that's pinned in the chat. Sign up for that. They're giving away 5 of them things.
Sheesh.
Lifetime. So
for absolutely free.
Absolutely free. I promise this guy is not a plant for us to be able to promo that. But yes, Riley, if you want this, that's all you got to do. You get a good chance.
Nothing on the Russell here.
Oh, the 5 there didn't. Oh, it's one more.
I think it's one
Well,
more.
I hope you're lucky. How are you going to show to your right? What setting?
Labriola. Where's Labriola? How about, you mean La Scarola? I know
somebody's really wrong. Somebody is super wrong.
If you're talking about La Scarola, I'm dead. That's a classic one in Chicago. I don't think I've ever heard of Labriola. Where do I think the ES is going to? Well, if you give me a time frame today, where do I think it's going? Or like in general? Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up. My daily targets for the S&P 500 are 71.57s, and that's where I think it's going. But that's obviously on a longer dated time frame. As far as today would go, I think we're probably headed above potentially 69.30s with a squeeze into the close. I wouldn't be initiating anything new above 69.30, of course. But if you were in a position and kind of trailing, looking for a bigger target, I think 69.30 is your your moonshot. It's not even that far. I mean, it's another 22 points from here. I'll look up this Labriola.
Labriola. Joey, did you long NAS at last IB high support? No, I did not. I did not take the longs there. Are you talking about, let's see. You're talking about there at 70s? Or we didn't quite come down to IB high. But no, I didn't take any longs above IB high yet. I took longs at the 75% range though, Mark, back up for a retest at IB high. That was one of the longs that I took. And then I did take a short when we saw sellers come through at IB high, but took that for a quick trade as I was a little skeptical of continuation. But I haven't taken anything above IB high yet. Still kind of waiting. But this, what's crazy is, man, like this 75% mark here on the IB high was very, very strong. I mean, no, sellers tried and tried and tried to push us through that mark, and it just could not. They could not push through, and so we just kept holding it. And that was kind of my cue to take a long there and take the retest of IB high as a profit target on that. But
Wow.
insane level there on that 75% mark. Now at this point, if I do take a trade up here, I want to see how we react around the extension level at the 120s. I would like price to get up there and see what we do, because then that'll give me some sort of confluence of whether or not we want to continue the strength, or if this is going to be the point to where, you know, we do want to chill out and maybe come back down a little bit, kind of give me some direction at that level.
Sitting at singles, huh? We're sitting at the Friday
Dude,
high.
this 1 hour candle is about to close, and it's a candle. It is definitely a candle of all time.
Yeah, I guess we got an hour left. Friday's high is 25,098.75 in the NQ, and that was basically the high of the end of day Thursday as well. So just a pressure above this. Get that lid lifted.
How's that long hold? Does it feel terrible?
Holding this long.
Are you gonna scale anything at all, or is you're just all in, all out
No,
at some
I'm all
point?
in, all out. Yep, just gonna hold. I mean, I've moved up my stop here, and yeah, if I have a bracket on too. So the other thing about scaling all in and all, it depends on earlier today I was scaling out. I had multiple targets, but the thing is, if I'm like running my strategy and I get a limit order, it's kind of hard to change the orders after, at least if they're brackets. I mean, I can cancel them all and exit individually, but
Yeah.
it just kind of depends on how I don't like to just stray from how I have the original order structure set up. Like if I have a multi-bracket order, I'm obviously scaling all in, all out, but there's really nothing right now telling me to scale out of anything. I could tighten my stop up most aggressively to like 25.50. I mean, that would give back 35 points off highs. But I just really think like we should absolutely be going down today, and we're not.
Hmm.
So I'm just, that kind of gives me like everybody in their right mind would think we're going down today, and we're not. So it's one of those rallies where it's like the disbelief rally.
Mm.
Like we've all seen those where you're like, I can't believe we're going up. Like, why are we going up? And you're just watching it go up. Like I remember like the rally out of COVID. That was really one of those disbelief rallies for me. It's like the world was still kind of shut down. You know, businesses were closed. Like, I mean, I was in Chicago, so everything's on fire. And you're like, why is the market going up? But it's like you just got to look at the price.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get too consumed by the whys when in reality, look, the market's doing what it's doing. It's not doing what it's not doing, and that's all you really need to know right now.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going down. Not yet, at least. Who knows when they'll make that choice? But they're definitely
The only thing you need to know is the market's going to do what it's going to do. If it doesn't want to do it, it's not going to do it.
and you shouldn't either. Could be so simple.
Yeah, like usually sellers will like even on like you have that move down, they'll step in at the midpoint if it's like truly a deeper move. And we've blown through, like, I'm not even including the extended session, but the regular trading hours session highs from last week where we basically had that failed breakout on what was that, like Wednesday, where we kind of popped up. We couldn't even hold the midpoint of last week's high to low here. We've blasted through it and traded the 61% basically from last week's high. And it just doesn't seem like people are really interested in initiating aggressive shorts yet. But anything can change. And if we are to take out like this swing low with that we had when we got on here, that's going to change my opinion. Like if literally as simple as we take out that 2 o'clock low and start holding below that, if that happens today or tomorrow, I'd flip back to a short bias. But everything really above that 2 o'clock low here, I'm just going to be looking for new highs.
Market really struggling with those 100s on NASDAQ.
Yeah, there's a lot more bid hitting around this range, but there's still a passive bid that's willing to be up here, so it's really 50-50 right now, this whole range. I do think if they start to trade into the 50s and the sell side still is willing to step in against the bid, then there's a chance. But if they trade into the 50s and you're not seeing an initiative sell interest anymore, like it doesn't cross the tape into the bid, it just kind of sits there, then I don't think it goes any lower.
Yeah. 50s. I agree on that number. That's going to be, if we start pressing below below that, then something maybe more, but it's just we're basically sideways here from 2 o'clock.
Big if. Yeah. Big ol' if.
Very big if, yeah. I mean, it's holding up here because there is a lot of passive buying, but if it trades into the 50s, the question then becomes, is there still passive buying in that range? And that's something we just don't know yet. They got to trade it first, see what they want to do. But until they do, I don't see that, sell side really has any distinct advantage because we are happily trading the highs here for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10 5-minute bars, but volumes up here, which means, there are two interested parties. 15-minute has double dojis ish, so maybe lower. Ultimately, the information is in the 50s.
Yeah. I got bids in the ES at 96, 68, 96. So, I mean, I'm okay with a little bit of a pullback here. I'd like to add into something.
Yeah, if they actually pull back into that range and it holds there, yeah, this thing it might really fly through low volume upside. Maybe they'll figure that out now. We'll see.
We are into the final hour of the market.
I think the last 30 minutes is going to be interesting here today for sure. There is definitely going to be an increase in volatility, I believe, in the last bit of the day. But we'll see. That if the slower it is up here, the more I'm in belief it's going to get squeezed to the upside. It's the definitely don't short a dull market theory right now. It's kind of dull up here.
I think this range is going to produce a pretty big outcome regardless because there's so much volume, both sides in it, that if one side starts to get ran against, I mean, the buyers are late. They are late and they need to get forward progress or, well, you don't have buyers. You're probably going to have more sellers then. They will become sellers. The longer they do this, the more volume that builds, the more fuel to the flame.
What up, Phoenix? You know what else needs to happen? More likes on the stream chat. We got 824 people and 165 likes. Holy.
Oh, that's why it's not moving.
That's why the market's not moving, chat.
Got it.
We could do better. And listen, that like button, you see the thumb, have a little thumb war with it. And it's challenging you. It's got the thumbs up right there. Have a little
Make sure
thumb
you
war.
end up at odd numbers always, though.
Let us know who wins. But listen, hey, smashing that, having a little thumb war with it is absolutely free. So
hi Phoenix, thought you left me out. What's my target in the Nasdaq right now? It's 25,181. I will not be swinging this, although I actually do think, if you were, I'm not really long from anything worth swinging. I'm just long from that 2 o'clock low. If I was long from like prior to the open, I would probably swing this just because that positioning realistically could not be retouched for quite some time. Because anytime you have like in a situational event that creates a large move and doesn't retest, that is like what happened over the weekend is what creates a swing high or low, especially if it's near at a bottom of the range, which that was really off the bottom of this weekly range we've been inside of.
Buyers just painted the hell out of the tape and did not get what they wanted. And I think people started to turn into sellers. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Anyone that watches Time and Sales or the Dom, you should replay that if you are interested in what that looks like. They painted the hell out of that tape. Buy side lifted the offer, could not get through it. And the tape literally just got painted red after that.
Well, I got my ES fill there at 96. So we'll see. Definitely needs a hold. My stop's going to go below that low. Or basically was right below that low.
That was crazy. Yeah.
That was some interesting selling coming through right there.
I was too slow to get in on that. That's a really good setup. Instant payment for sure already. Anyone that got in after that failed buying on the buy side. Yeah, you'd be down in runners right now. That definitely was very, very good order flow.
Getting aggressive there. It's a 5-minute candle of about 68 points. The downside.
So it turns out the 50s did not contain any bid. They actually contained only stops. And they all got out of those longs.
There were some headlines come out right as this move happened. So something to watch for.
Yeah, we might actually take out that 2 o'clock low then.
Yeah.
That is a nice 100-point move there in the 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, listen, like that's the headlines that we literally had talked about just earlier, right? It's like when you just gotta watch when you're in times like this, like you really have to watch those headlines because it can turn a market.
Wow. Well, yeah, the answer was there. 50s, see if there's any buyer that's willing to buy that. And if there isn't another passive buyer located, people are probably going to ditch it.
That's a threat to close the Strait of Hormuz from the advisor to the commander of the IRGC. We will target any ship that attempts to pass through. So
That'll do
my
it.
my my
Yeah.
kind of theory on like when you have these headlines, like I like to wait, let's see where we are. If we're cracking, through a continuation, through these lows and, by 330, sure. But with this could, with headlines, they go down, they can go right back up.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
could.
Just got to let them figure out their feelings in the market first.
We are trying to work down to retest IB high there, 947. It could come pretty quick.
Watching this range here. Very responsive bid still. I don't know if they can hold this though.
Yeah, I like to I'm going to let that headline settle out and
Mhm.
before jumping in anything. I feel, if you're short right into that move, it's super fast. But now what you going to do? Sell into a low?
They're actually trying to press into this low, and this might be a decent bid. They're just shoving against this wall. See how it ends up. They're building quite a bit of interest down here.
Yeah, 24,000, like 920 area would be the next thing I'd look at in the NQ.
So they are trading under a lot of buying right now in the 970s. Keeping an eye on that, on all that buying there.
IB high retests almost getting tapped there.
I think I want to try to get in some longs here. If they'll fill me, okay, maybe not. I got one. Let's see on the way back. Let's see what happens here. All right, I've got 3, 4. All right, I'm gonna chill with these 4 here and see how things go. Yeah, they're poking lower. I'm gonna have to get out of these. I'm out of that. Still willing to get back into some longs if they fail to break it, but we're working with some big ifs here.
Headline markets, so fun.
I'm back in 3. I don't think they're gonna fill my 4th, but they did fail again down there. So we will see how this goes. I'm gonna keep an eye on this range here, the order flow, and I might tack some more on depending what kind of access they bring. So my average is 78s right now. I think I'm gonna get out of this at the 64s if they trade that, about 14 points.
Makes you wonder if like after market close and through like the evening, if we're just gonna have a headline slammed evening.
I'm sure we're gonna have headlines that
Kind of gives that vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be like that for a couple weeks, especially in low
Yeah.
liquidity settings. But that's how you got to just be ready for like deeper pullbacks for sure. And but you know, be wary of just fast continuations without setups. I mean, we went sideways there for a while before this dropped, you know.
Yeah.
Took those longs off. They're absorbing on the buy side, upside pretty bad. Still watching this range. $279. Yeah, I don't know if I want to try to long. That's a lot of buying that they just killed.
There's
And
the
I was
IB high retest.
There's your trade, Joey.
insane.
Yeah, but one thing I don't like about it is it's off a headline.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I feel you.
That's something I'm not really willing to mess with.
I like 920s. I should have waited for that.
If this were just pure like price action, not headline related, I would look for an IB high failure here to take shorts. But I mean, no, I can't do it off a headline.
$68.71 is kind of my support in the ES and 24,920. I mean, it's just, you know, these are going to be wide moves. I still think at these levels we can move higher here. But you know, headlines, of course, are the other thing about like what we're going to have is headlines are going to give the entries that are hard to take.
Yeah, that's a nail on the head. It really is. Yeah.
Well, there's that long I wanted. Made it really tough. Sometimes it just be like that.
And you also have to like you have to like position yourself so accordingly to things like that too. Like, you know, lighter size, wider stops. You have to really take into account the volatility that comes with the headline and position yourself accordingly to it. That was quite the buy there off IB high.
Almost to that tick too.
Yeah, it's literally like pushing 70 points.
Russell's going right back up.
Yeah, we pushed 70 points on NQ off that IB high level.
Wow, it's fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely a size down, increased stop size.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you're getting like 50, 60, 70 point 5-minute candles, that's a tough it's tough to have tight stops on that kind of volatility.
Yeah.
So sizing down and widen those things is definitely the way.
Let's see here. 24,963 70 area, I think, is where we should continue to defend even if we go sideways here.
U.S. Embassy.
Yeah, I just like the way the Russell's kind of bouncing back up here the best.
Hmm.
So going right back to highs.
It feels like it wants to. Based off that move from IB high there, it feels like it just, I mean, we could easily just retrace it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a huge decision spot with all this, with all the news too. If the market's like, well, we're still not gonna break through this, then it's a choice they're gonna make, and the next choice is all the way up there. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a reaction, right? I mean, a headline doesn't have to turn a whole entire market into a different direction.
No.
It's just it's just a quick reaction. Then the price can always continue the move that it was originally going.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it shakes out the traders at highs, but it just it doesn't break that structure. The midpoint of Friday, just we're kind of right at those levels, so I'll mention them. 24,941 is the middle of the day on Friday, and for the ES, it's 68.78. We're kind of right around both those levels. We didn't quite get to it in the NQ, but yeah, I mean, you got a few. This is the battle, I think. Obviously for the continuation of the trend. Otherwise, I got just maybe one more sweep below us, but I'll tell
Volume
you what
coming
though, if
through.
we do end up back to the upside, that is one of those things where it's just like, well, be ready to buy headlines moving forward.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah.
I did pick up. I mean, I've just sized down here, just trading pretty small. But we'll see if it goes anywhere.
I'm trying to get some order fills, but they're chasing this ladder up. All right, there you go. Got two. Let's see where I can get some fills in on the downside here. We're in for three.
I'm really watching IB high. For me, I feel like that's a really key level there. If we are unable to hold above that, then I would start thinking this market may turn for the remainder of the day. But that's the level that I'm watching.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get the hell out of this long soon.
But I
Yep.
mean, anything above that, I mean, it's just safe. It's still long biased.
Yeah, there's huge selling coming in, and they're not really pushing it. So I'm trying to get my scales or get my limits in around the absorption. Trying to get a good position going.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be a trader.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. All right, I'm gonna set some TPs and see if we can get this thing working. So gotta really watch the 80s. Huge selling in the 80s.
I just went and looked at oil. Oil's catching a bid.
Yeah.
So they just stuck about 74 lots at the 985s. I really don't want to see that price trade anymore. Give them some pain and maybe we can really fly. If they start walking back down towards that, I'm gonna scratch out of this and wait.
Yeah, I would say with the price of oil, make sure you keep your cars full today. I filled up my car yesterday before the markets opened. So I got a 30-gallon tank. It's like, let's get this before they reprice the gas pumps.
I know. I just filled my truck up the other day, so I'm good. Don't plan on going anywhere.
Bid is walking up with price. Don't really want to get most of my entries in the 90s though, so I'll wait to see if I get lucky fills lower. And if not, they can go without me because I'm trying to cap some downside on this long. Playing greedy.
I do like the holds here. I mean, they are trying to hold these 80s.
I can see one more sweep and jam lower. That's the only thing. Like, I have a level at 24,920. I'm just so afraid we're just going to go down there and tag it and then
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
I always have this rule, like, hey, wait 25 minutes after the news hits to see really where price is. That hit at the 305 bar. So, 330 would be that 25-minute time frame. So it's about 5 more minutes. But yeah, so far no there's not that second big leg yet. And it's going to be an interesting close, that's for sure. We could literally just do nothing and then really be moving in the overnight as well. I bet tomorrow this, people are going to be playing for positioning overnight. I do think Asia will be active here.
Asia could be, that could be very active. That's when all the juicy headlines come out.
They like to bomb things at night when the lights are off. Well, actually, I don't really know what the time zone looks like over there.
Like I say, it's like night here, probably day over there.
It's like a nighttime
It's gotta
activity.
be like the middle of night over there, like the early morning or something.
Yeah, something. I don't know. It's always night here.
Anybody know what time it is in Iran?
Someone go to Google right quick.
Yeah, they need to pull this up. Too much auctioning this range right now. It's a difficult long.
I agree.
Yeah, the tape is super heavy. I think either wait for the tape to actually fade or get short, which is a bit too late for me to do right now.
Chat, as a heads up, you see in the comment there, less than 20 minutes left to enter the giveaway for one more lifetime plan. Absolutely free. So click that link. Got 20 minutes left.
Midnight. Okay.
Do you like free stuff?
I like free stuff.
Who doesn't like free stuff, bro?
Worth it. All you got to do is enter. I've entered. Even though I already have one, I don't think I can win, though. Oh, if you're not that lucky, you don't believe in it. You got to believe you're lucky.
You just got to believe.
Nobody gets lucky saying they're not lucky.
He's beginning to believe.
It's the Matrix. You got to manifest it.
Speak it into existence.
I would say everybody is lucky that's alive, because run the probabilities of you ever being born and then reframe your mindset to be more positive. How about that?
And just like that, folks, this stream turned into a mindset stream.
Just like that. You're in profit.
We're going to focus
You're
on
mentally in profit.
Holy.
That's all it took to get this market higher, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. Is this finally going to work? Jeez.
We're coming into that 3:30 25-minute rule, which I said I'd wait for and I should have waited for, and now, of course, it's going to be a little easier to be positioned from, I think, moving forward. Decalcify your pineal gland. Yes. We're
I am
all
not
on the same.
TPing until the 20s.
Yeah, that meme. Have you guys seen it? It's like the Interstellar cut where the kid's son is a day trader. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh man.
Ooh, big selling hitting the tape here. Can they hold this? If they can hold this, I think I'm gonna add some
How
more.
big? How big?
Dude, it's huge. It's like I think I might die.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I'm getting scared.
It is, dude, they just slapped the bid on the tape.
All right.
And the only question now is, all right, are they gonna get reverse slapped or am I going to die? Because
Last half an
they are
hour
here.
here.
They
No,
are here.
I think worst case to the downside is like one little jam lower and then a move back up. That's what I think is worst case to the downside, like literally a 50-point move down from here, possibly, and then just a jam back up into range. I don't think we're having a crack into the end of the day, like too hard.
Big buying. 74s, 164 lots in one go. I hope he's the one.
Yeah,
I hope he's the one.
that is a lot.
Well, I gotta stop at 12.5 points here for a potential 8 million points. So I'm okay with it. I am so okay with it. I'm gonna drink some water and read this chat.
Still
many
trying to
trades a
hold
day?
IBI.
For me, it's not so much how many trades I take a day, it's how long I'm trading for, like how long I'm on the charts for and stuff. Usually about an hour or less, anywhere from half an hour to an hour.
Get in, get out kind of guy.
Now they're trading against me again.
Those are rookie numbers, XY.
Dude, my brain gets fried. Like when you're watching order flow, there's
Really?
just so much stuff going on. It's like, oh, forget it, dude. Just we're done.
It's the adrenal fatigue.
Yeah, it's like mental capital. You get X amount per day,
Yeah,
and it just
yeah.
keeps draining. And when you're in a trade, it drains faster. If you're in drawdown, it drains even faster. It's not regenerative. And at
Yeah.
some point, I'm just like, look, I'm cooked. I don't even care what the P&L looks like right now. Like I already feel it. Mentally tired. I'm checked out. I don't want to wait for a sweep at 947. I mean, no, I'll just get out of the trade if it's not working. It's a 12-point stop.
I mean, we honestly may not even go anywhere.
Yeah.
We might just literally stay here the rest of the day, the rest of the session here.
Yeah. I am definitely not targeting new highs anymore.
No.
But I will look for a trade in the Asia session. Just place a limit and some multi targets. And
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think Asia session could get juicy.
well, the thing is, if this range holds in Asia session, I think we're due for pushing back up through those highs here. Because the defense of this is how I see and why I'm interested in the Asia session. Because if we do defend these lows that we're all looking at right now, but kind of don't get that move higher, I think it'll also defend in the Asia session and then get the move lower, probably, or meaning the move higher, before European session open and be able to complete targets at new highs.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what I think will happen here if this is where we close. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know, man. We got 30 minutes left.
I'm not TPing until 22.
I wonder what MOCs are gonna do.
25,000, 22. Yeah, I mean, I would look. I'm like I like 47s here.
I've got a 970 average right now. I can't give it up for nothing.
For sure. It's a decent trade, actually.
How is XY already up $2,000?
Size queen.
Size, man. It's just size, honestly, guys. It's the same thing as anybody else, just the size is different.
I'm gonna leave the jokes out.
I threw you the lob and you just passed it back to me. All
Dude,
right.
I do not need to be getting clipped for
I
that.
gave you that alley-oop lob, perfect pass. You caught it midair and then you just passed it
I
back
will
to
be
me.
hearing that on the radio for the next year. Here we go. Let's push
I'm
through
gonna take
this.
3 off if they can get up there and go down to 2.
Right on the 25 minutes past the event. The mid from highs. I always like to pay when you get a move like this down. I always like to watch that mid from highs. That's 25,023 here in the NQ, the middle of the leg, right? Because if sellers really believe in this, they should step in there.
Sellers have left the chat, I hope. It's a good 5-minute close. 5-minute bar.
It is a little more nerve wracking when there's like bombs on the line. You're just like, what?
Yeah, it's like
It's like, what am I gonna see next? Like,
Yeah.
it's like feel real
Yeah.
safe, and then all of a sudden, we have a headline.
Headlines make me nervous. That's why I go all in, all out on trades during times like this. I see my
Not
profit.
the worst thing.
Yeah, I see my profit and I lock it up. I get very defensive.
So size matters, huh? Yeah, it depends who you ask.
Wedging out a whole bunch of nothing here, though. That's for sure.
Why not move stop up to BE? Why? I don't see a case for BE other than protecting the P&L on the trade. I don't trade like on a trade by trade basis. I don't care. As long as I'm green on the week, it's what matters. But if I'm gonna give up good access so that I don't lose a few dollars on a specific trade, it really doesn't make any sense to me. To me, I have really good seats. So there's a potential profit. If the market agrees with what I think, I make a very large amount of profit versus what the market would take if I just leave the stop where it is. But what would be even worse if I move the stop to right now, if you look at the volume profile, my entry is literally on that line where the volume tapers. If I give up these seats to the market as it comes to where I would actually like to enter, it doesn't make any sense. So when you've got good seats, you don't just give it up because you're afraid to lose a few dollars. You've got to let the market, do its thing. Right now, if I were flat, I would be interested in being long with an average of this price, 970s to 960s. If that's the case, why would I give up that access if the market comes back now? So that's my thought. Everyone's a little too P&L focused, and you're going to put a break-even stop because you're afraid of losing a few dollars. But your entry's there for a reason. It validated your trade. So stay in the trade if it's still working versus being afraid of losing a few dollars.
For sure.
Your equity curve is not trade by trade. It's a span of many trades. And you can't give up the best seats in the house because you're afraid to lose a few bucks. Now, if your break-even stop was at a place where you're like, if the market trades here again, I think the whole idea is invalidated, different story. But right now, my entry break-even is exactly where it should hold still. So I won't give up that seat then, when it might be the perfect time if it came back to it. Not for a few bucks.
Really well said there, guys. Rewatch that. I agree with everything you're saying there. I think the time to move stops up is when the trade has like developed in price. When you're just moving back and forth in a 5-minute range, like it's one thing if you just don't want the risk anymore, but you really got to commit to trades. And if you can't find yourself willing to commit through some price action, you're never going to get a big winner, right? Like, which I think it's pretty hard to trade if you're not letting your winners run. And pay, if you get a good winner that pays for two losers, it's a lot easier than when your winners don't pay for your losers. And the only way
my idea is like when I'm trading, I'm just poking around in the market for right ideas, and the ideas that aren't right, just get out of it. And over time, the P&L will work itself out. I'm never hanging on to each trade individually, like the last trade was this, so this has got to be this. It's just I'm doing what I do the same way every time, all the time. And until my equity curve looks different, I'm just going to keep doing it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't have any control over, if the market agrees or not. But, the outcome, it seems okay. Okay, there's huge activity on the tape here. So I'll negotiate these 3 lots. I'm down to 2. So I think I will trail maybe 1. No, I'll just manually exit. So I'm going to watch how it develops now. So O2's heavy selling just hit the tape. I want to see what the market does around there. Might take some off, or I might just let these 2 run. I'm going to wait for more order flow.
trade to trade well, not to make money. Money is a byproduct of good trading.
I'll trail this up now. So I think if it gets down to the 980s, I would just want to get out of this trade. There's really angry tape right now. I don't know when it'll end, but I know where I would want to just call it a good trade. We got about 10 minutes till it's the algo too. VIP seats? Yes. I try my best to get VIP seats. Sometimes the market gives it to me, sometimes they don't, and they'll just leave without me. But that's the edge. I mean, I do think edge is about the risk management. It's not so much about the strategy or how you make more. It's just about when you're wrong, you give up very little to the market compared to when you're right. That's just my game. And that's all it is. So I try to get really greedy with my limit orders. You can see when I start to enter, you see like a spread of orders in a range. And that's kind of like, all right, well, if I want to get in the idea, I want it in at these spots. And if the market's not going to give it to me, then they can just have it because that's how I cap my risk.
MBO seeds are coming out shortly. I'm curious to see what happens there when we get those come out. Still not really going anywhere on NQ.
Five minutes left to enter. You guys might as well sign up. It's free.
I will give I really think my trades in Asia, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy 68.71s in the ES with about a 10-point stop and a 30-point target, and 24,921s with probably a 45-point stop and a 150-point target, and let that. I just think we don't have really enough time to get anything huge here, unfortunately, into the end of the day. But that's those trades I will be limiting as soon as we reopen. Just look for that little sweep below and hold the general structure. And
To execute on Dom, yeah. Level two. If you have a Dom, you should really have level two, or it's kind of useless. And by kind of, I mean really. Yeah, some people don't want free. They want to actually be paid for free content. Lido trades. I'm watching a lot of things. But it all culminates into the same idea of what is the dealing range currently? If I want to get long, I'm seeing the auction, right? Where are buyers coming in? Where are they stepping off? And then the sell side. So if I want to get long, I'm looking at sell side. Where are they really stepping on the gas? And are they getting anything for it? If they don't get anything for it, where does it start to fade? Where's that tape fading? And I'm looking for those spots to try to get some access into the market. Now, if there's a big buildup of selling and they get traded against, I'm waiting to see as price comes back lower, does that tape start to fade where they were pressing it? And if it does, I'm probably going to try to add on to it there or get more there. So I'm looking for areas where strong tape fades. If it's for shorts, I'm looking for the strong buy side tape to start fading somewhere, and then vice versa. And then I have, the like delta, bid ask, pull stack. All these things are giving me inputs on where they're really pressing it, whether or not they're getting anything. And if they're not, where is it fading as the other side gets pushed up against?
Chat just as a heads up, the giveaway has ended. So be sure to stick around till the end of the stream to see if you won the lifetime. Absolutely free.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll do a video. We'll see. I'm trying to learn how to get massive engagement on the videos in terms of like how to release and what time and what day. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to dial
Need
things in.
a cool thumbnail with like a dog or maybe on the
Like
beach.
cash flying everywhere, Lamborghini behind me.
Ideally Lamborghini. Ferrari works too.
Yeah, I do have a new video chat. So if you guys are interested, do some engagement stuff with it. Algo stuff.
Algo stuff.
So the longs are working very well. Um, do I regret trailing that stop up like 15 points up higher? Yes, because I just collected 50 points where I should have just, I mean, it is where it is now, right? But I gave all that up for 15 points. So honestly, too early to trail. I'd say that now. That was poor management.
Monopoly, appreciate it. Yeah, I got a thumbnail editor. He does all my thumbnails.
Yeah, I'm trying to, yeah, the super shocked Home Alone thumbnail. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid that. I think it definitely works. Like if I'm trying to be full blown like content influencer, yeah, there are things you have to do. Absolutely, it's business. But I'm trying my best to just kind of stick to not feel like I have to do those things because it's not really my personality. But honestly, yeah, that also means you don't really get views and engagement, which is it's all right. As long as my trades work out, I'll live. How do I like
I
the
mean, not
new
necessarily. You can get people to click on your video, right? And then, as long as they're watching the video and stay on the video, watch time matters more than anything on
mm,
YouTube because you're keeping people on the app and on that. So, and YouTube recognizes that. And so the more that people stay on your video, the more you're likely to have more engagement. So you
like
just
they'll
have to,
push it, the algo will push it
yeah,
out.
yeah, it'll push it out. So you just have to keep people
Oh.
engaged through the entire video.
Yeah, oh, so you need like a bunch of hooks. 4 hour videos. Okay, here's a question. How's it going? How can there be huge sell orders and a massive negative delta, yet the price is rising with such low volume? Okay. I don't know if you can see order flow, but this is what it looks like with order flow with a DOM or a footprint. You see heavy, heavy selling, deltas building up. Why? Well, they're trying to sell the shit out of it. They want to sell the shit out of it. When the market starts to run against that selling, if you were looking to sell, do you then want to sell it? You just saw what happened. They gave it everything. They threw everything at it at the wall. They're getting traded against. You're probably going to look at that like, yeah, I'm not going to sell this range. So it's going to float up on low volume
Attention
because
traders,
there's no
it's algo time.
there's no offer there. On the ladder, you'll see it's super thin because there's no offer there. So it's going to keep floating up to find sellers, and it's low volume because there's no sell volume that's interested in those prices. I hope that made sense. It's going to be tough to follow if you don't use order flow. But that's literally what it looks like. You're going to see a lot concentration of volume. And as it floats back up against it, what you used to see like maybe 40, 50, 100 lots against the bid. As it's floating up, you'll see like 8, 10, 12 as it just flies through because now no one's willing to sell those prices anymore.
Well, I would once again say that's that bullish hold. And just, guys, a rule I have for myself with news, if you see a news event and you don't want to trade and you're kind of wanting to see what happens, just wait 25 minutes. And that was, something I say, and I'll, if you look at this the bar here at, was at 305, and then by 3:30, which is 25 minutes later, we were, I feel like you probably could have got in any trade, whether it's short or long, realistically, with like lower risk than just like immediately reacting to the news. So just keep that in mind, being patient.
Before we get kicked off, guys, this is a great example of that question earlier. Why aren't I break even? What just happened is I gave up my seats that never got traded back into, by the way. I gave that up for 15 points on 2 lots when it would be up 60 plus. Now, when you frame it that way, it's kind of like, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Imagine doing that for break even. It's even worse of a feeling, and that's kind of always the thought. I do recognize that I moved the stop to trail it because the tape became very erratic. So yeah, 50-50 on whether I regret it. Because yeah, the erratic tape could have led to other things. But on a normal basis, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna trail this for 15 when I've collected like 50. Especially not gonna do it for break even. But I think it was a good example. Look at where the market's going now. This is literally, that was the idea while I was fishing for the longs down there. Really, really good access.
Oil's coming back too.
That's just, I don't like break even unless it's not about it being break even. It's about it being, if it comes back here, I don't want it. Like for the trade, I don't want it. It's a different trade. It's an idea I would not want to participate in. That's different. Break even is directly proportional to trader psychology. Absolutely. Yes. For some, it's necessary. I'm not going to hate on that. For some, it's absolutely necessary. And you do have to think mentally before it's like, oh, well, the data says this. It's really hard. I mean, we're not robots, right? I do things that are against data, but it's to manage my own emotions as I try to execute. So, I am very scalpy. I am very this. I'm very that. But it's because I kind of have to stick to it. Wide stops, I can never do that because I'm going to cook myself. Absolutely. But for other people, that's the way to go. So there's always something different.
I think it also matters like what kind of season you're in as a trader too. I know like for me, I was in a season previously where I was holding longer trades and then I would go break even at some points and I would be okay with it if it came down to my break even, that's fine. This like I'm in a season right now to where I'm just I'm focused on taking profits. And so I'm all in, all out. I'm not leaving runners. So break even is out of the question for me. Like I get my points that I like to see on the trade and I get out.
Yeah, just like
So
scalping the points. I
yeah,
mean, if
it's
the
just
equity curve looks good,
yeah, equity curve is curving. So I mean, so it's just it kind of just
yeah.
depends on what season you're at. I think every trader goes through different seasons.
Hmm.
I got my targets at 25,066 here in the NQ. So we'll see if I can get that pumped up here, but I will not be taking this past the close.
Yeah.
I
Is
mean,
there a
I
certain number of points that any of you target, or does it depend? For me, I personally I don't like anything if I can't get 20 points out of it. I generally go 20 points, and in the season I'm in right now, I'm usually 20 points and out. Um, that's where I'm at right now.
But if nobody wants to sell at those prices, why do blocks of sell orders keep appearing? Well, if sell orders keep appearing, it means people do want to sell. But it's not only about certain prices where they're looking to sell. It's about what's beyond it. If the market keeps pushing, it's pushing, it's pushing, it finds a wall. My information is behind the wall. If it's still bumping the wall against the wall, I don't have the information. That's why earlier we talked about the 50s before the move down. There's a wall there. There's a passive bid that's in the 60s to the 80s, and they're selling like crazy, but they're just hitting that wall over and over. The 50s were beyond the wall. So my question is, if they actually get through that passive bid, that means right at that range, more sell interest than buy interest. We know that. The next question is, beyond the wall, is there still buy interest? Because if there isn't buy interest, they have just sold a lot and it looks like they're still trying to sell. And this thing could waterfall if there's nobody in those 50s. And as the news dropped, nobody was in those 50s. So it just fell apart. But it's beyond the range that I'm looking for information. So a lot of people say absorption, I'm in. Absorption, I'm in. I don't care. Absorption is a counterparty that's in front of, the aggression. Yes. But you don't know that it's going to fill that entire counterparty if it's going to fill all that selling upside and then continue, which is what likely happens. I want to see them get some forward progress and show me that, okay, beyond this, the market actually doesn't have any interest in doing any business.
Oops.
So you're going to see absorption. Doesn't mean, oh, someone's stepping in and this player is going to die. Like everyone wants to be, they cherry pick the order flow examples in the YouTube videos. Like, oh, you can see the absorption and that's why the market reversed. That's why the market reversed. Like, no, it ain't. They just found a place where there was a counterparty willing to step in at those prices for themselves. You generally will see if the market is trending one way and that counterparty appears, the market's going to fill that order and it's going to continue. It's going to fill the next one. That's why you see a buildup of nodes. It's when it goes beyond in the market, say you're on the buy side, it fills all the passive selling, big whoop. They've been absorbed for an hour. Now they're beyond it. And then you don't see initiative buying anymore. So if they've bought through, they're in the next range, they're beyond the wall, but no one's willing to buy that. The market has one job left. Find buyers. To do that, you got to go back. And that's what I'm playing.
Hey, gentlemen.
Jim,
Hi, Jim.
Going.
what's up, man?
Man, I'm just still shocked.
At?
And I'm looking at the S&P right now, and we're almost back to the yearly open. This green candle didn't get the memo.
The daily candle's pretty. It's candling.
What you think we'd see Saturday morning?
I thought we'd see today 6,400. Oh man, bonds broke, equities rally. I mean, the only market that got the memo was crude oil. Crude's at $71.
I think there's a huge fallacy in the chat right now. Futures are one order book. I can't really veg something. This is not like stocks or Forex, CFDs. There are different connections. Yes. This is futures. If you truly believe that there are dark pools in futures and not one singular order book, please post that in the comment so everyone can see it.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to. I mean, you would if you were a big dark pool, you'd have to have your orders resting on a server not outside of the exchange. You'd have a
So yeah, so
disadvantage.
he says I do. So you do believe that orders are routed differently in this? No. The chat will tell you.
First
The
in,
chat
first
can.
out, baby. FIFO. XYZ
Someone
speaks.
says XYZ, you are right, man. So much to learn. I'm right today. Tomorrow I could be wrong. It's I'm right and I'm wrong.
There we
I'm
go.
not right more than other people. Trust me.
Jack, are you the only one left in a position?
Looks like it.
He's avenging me.
What's your? He's avenging you.
I mean, I just came like a few points away from my target, but obviously now that bell's rung, I don't know how much is going to happen here between here and 5 o'clock, but I'll see what we're at. I'm going to hold it for 15 more minutes. Move my stop.
Got it.
Now I'll move my stop to break even because I would just feel stupid to take a loss.
There you go.
Just because we're out of time to move.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, the bell has rung, and before we announce the big winner, we do have a winner, by the way, of the lifetime plan. One more winner to give away. But before we do that, before we talk about that, tomorrow, NinjaTrader Live, 8 a.m. start time. Shai will be back. We have special guest Art Hogan. We have T-Trades for Tape Talk with Deli. And then Merritt Black and Christian Trading Boxes will be trading the open. And then midday markets, Jack is coming back with Nick. Sweet. And trading the close, we have XYZ's coming back for trading the close with Selma and Leo. So another super lineup for tomorrow, the 3rd of March. So let's get to some serious business here. We have the winner. Let me make sure I know who it is. It is, you ready for this? Mr. Jingles with an extra S.
That's a good name.
Mr. Jingles, a.k.a. Wesley. Congratulations.
Jingles.
Is that the cat from Meet the Fockers?
I don't know. Awesome, man. That's congratulations. We'll reach out to you and we'll get that thing rolling for you. So thank you for participating. Thank you everybody for participating. The NinjaTrader socials, the new ones they're great. They're already out. Starting with X. You just go to type in NinjaTrader Live, you'll find it. It's very, very awesome, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Oh, there we go. Mission Control just cut and paste a whole bunch of links in there. Oh, there's the Instagram one too. Sweet. In any event, thanks everybody for being here. Let's give these three gentlemen a round of applause for a job well done.
Thank you.
That's better than the golf clap we used to have.
It's way better, yeah.
That's a round of applause.
You guys are riling up Mission Control there. Any event, you guys have a great evening. Appreciate you guys being with us as usual. Looking forward to talking to you again in the short near future. In the meantime, everybody remember, most important message of the day, please be safe out there. Be good to each other. We'll see you soon.
See you, chat.
Later.